Hey everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel. So this is going to be a short video. So in this video, we'll be implementing Apple sign-in with React Native and we'll be using the Expo framework. So if you find this interesting, please hit the like button and do subscribe for more such content. So let's get started. So here initially I've opened my VS Code and I've created a fresh new Expo managed project. And these are the dependencies I've installed as of now. So you can try to install your expo-apple-authentication. And I think these things are already installed by Expo once you create a project. So that's it about the package.json file, and I've created a fresh new index.tsx file. That's going to be the main entry point for this specific application. And currently, as you can see, I've just run the application, and since we have the two tabs within the layout, as you can see, tabs, that is going to be shown. So within the tabs, we have two pieces of screens, that is the index file, which is currently being shown, and your explore tab, that is going to be this one. So now we're going to try to implement it in such a way that first of all, we're going to log in, and if at all the user is logged in, we're going to show the main screen. That's going to be these tabs over here. Okay, so the first step is let's try to write some code over here. So here I'm gonna write a conditional code in such a way that if at all the user is logged in, then show the home screen, else show the auth screen or the login screen. So I've already created a new login screen over here, that is this one. Okay, so this is the basic login screen, and I've just added some basic design over here. I'll be sending the code over here in the description. You can take a look at it directly. Alright, so now before moving into the index file, because over here we're going to make use of the condition, I mean this file, that is going to come from the context. We're also going to have a global context where we're going to define the functionality for Apple sign in, right? Let's create that folder. Onto the root level, I'm going to say context. Here I'm going to say auth context.tsx. Alright, so here let's start to write down the code. So I'm going to say import star as your Apple authentication from your dependency, that's expo apple authentication. Next is going to be your secure store. We need to also install that package. Come back to Chrome and new tab. I'm going to say expo-secure-store. Go into the first link and let's install it using expo itself. Copy down that command, come back over here and then paste it. So while that's installing, let's import it. I'm going to say import star as secure store. I think this got installed. I'm going to say from expo-secure-store. Next here, let's try to have some ID values. I'm going to say const ID key is going to be equals to your Apple user auth ID or Apple auth user ID. Next, I'm going to say const name underscore key is going to be equals to your Apple auth name. Next, we're going to have const email key is going to be equals to Apple auth email. Okay, save the file. So now let's understand what actually happens on the high level. So the user taps the sign in with Apple button, that's a login button, and Apple returns a credential, and this app stores user info securely, that is using the expo-secure-store, and the app remembers the user on restart, and also the app checks if at all the Apple still allows this login, and user can log out anytime as well from the main home screen. So yes, these are all of the secure keys that we're going to store on the device, so that's why we initialize that. So save the file. Next, let's try to define the user object shape. So I'm going to say interface user. This is going to have ID of string or null. I'm going to say name. That's going to be the next one, string or null. Further, email. I'm going to say again string of null. Save the file. So this represents the currently logged in user. Next is going to be your auth context shape, how exactly it's going to look like. So here we're going to have your user, your loading state, your login state, as well as the logout state. Okay, so make sure to add it just like this. So once that's done, let's try to create our auth context over here. So I'm going to say const auth context is going to be equals to your create context method. Import that from React, just like this. Okay, so once that's done, this is going to be of type auth context of undefined. Initially, it's going to be undefined itself. Okay, so here I'm going to say export function I'm going to say auth provider is going to be children, and over here this children is going to be of type react dot react node. Okay, I think I messed up the brackets part. Okay, let's try to add it just like this. And over here, first of all, let's try to set the state for the user. I'm going to say const user comma set user is going to be equals to your use state. This is going to be of type user that we have defined above. Okay, initially your ID is going to be null, your name is going to be null as well, email is going to be null too. Okay, next I'm going to have const loading comma set loading is going to be equals to use state, and it's going to be true. Okay, now let's try to initialize the use effect. So this use effect is basically for the auto login on the app start. Okay, so I'm going to say use effect over here. So this is going to run on the initial render, so it's going to be an empty string, not an empty string, empty dependency array, and we're going to write down the function that's going to be load stored auth. Okay, here I'm going to say async function load stored auth. Here let's try to have in a try catch block, so try catch of error. Here I'm going to say console.error error loading auth with that specific error. Okay, finally here I'm going to say set loading to be of false. Okay, that's it about your catch finally block. Within the try block, first of all, let's try to get in the stored ID. So we're going to read the stored Apple user ID. So for that, I'm going to say const stored ID is going to be equals to, I'm going to say await your secure store. I'm not sure why it is not being present onto the top. I had imported that. Let's do that once again. Okay, here I'm going to make use of the secure store dot we do have the get item async of your ID key. Okay, if no ID is present, then user is going to be logged out. And the next step is, let's try to access the condition if store ID is there. Here I'm going to say await. I'm going to say your AppleAuthentication dot get credentials async of your store ID. So next step is, if at all the user is still authorized, then user stays logged in without doing anything. So let's try to write down this condition for that. So here I'm going to say your const name is going to be equals to await your secure store dot get item async of your name key. Next, const email is going to be equals to await your secure store dot get item async of your email key. Okay, and here I'm going to say set user to be of the ID, that's going to be your stored ID basically, as well as your name comma email. That's it. Else over here we're going to say revoked, then we're going to clear out everything. So for that, let's try to add it over here. Okay, all the three things, we're just going to clear the store, that's it, with that specific IDs. There is just like this. Okay, and also try to call the function that is load stored auth over here. Format once and then save. So the next one is going to be for the login functionality as well as the logout functionality. Let's try to write down the login. So I'm going to say const login is going to be equals to async function. This in turn is going to take in a credential that is going to be of type Apple authentication dot your Apple authentication credential. This one. Here, first of all, let's try to get in the ID that is going to be equals to your credential dot your user. As you can see, as soon as I type the dot, we're getting all of the required things. So we need access to the user. Okay, access that and store it inside of state. I'm going to say await your secure store. We do have the set item async of your ID key, comma your ID. Next, if at all we do have the credential dot full name, we're gonna store that as well. So here I'm gonna check if credential dot we do have your full name. I'm going to say const formatted name is going to be equals to basically an array containing your credential dot full name dot your given name, comma your credential dot full name dot your family name, and we're going to filter and we're going to join and we're going to trim it as well. Okay, use JavaScript methods, that is filter, join with the help of the strings, and then trim it so that it becomes a one single name. And if at all that value is present, set it into the store with this key, and this is the value. Similarly, we're going to do that for your next one, that is going to be for your email. All right, here I'm going to check the condition stating that if your credential dot email is present, then await secure store dot we do have again set item async of your email key, comma your credential dot email. Okay, so this part is done. Now the next step is update the state with the latest values. So that's going to happen over here. I'm going to say const name is going to be equals to await secure store dot get item async of your name key, and const email is going to be equals to await secure store dot get item async of your email key. Okay, here I'm going to say set user of my ID, name, and then email. That's it. Next, we're going to have for the logout, it's going to be pretty simple. We're just going to follow the same conditions as this one, that is clear of all of the values, and then set the user to be empty. So let's try to add it over here. That is below the login. This is going to be for the logout. It's pretty simple. Delete the state and then set the state to be null. Next one is going to be, return the auth context provider. That's the important step. So return your auth context dot provider. This in turn is going to take in the children. Okay, this is going to take in the value basically. That's going to be your user, your loading state, your login, as well as logout. Save the file. Now let's try to export the function that is use auth so that we can use it in any point of our application. Okay, so it's going to be something like this. Try to use this, and then let's import use context from your React. Save the file. This step is done. Now let's come back to the index.tsx of the main app. Here we're going to write the conditional statement. So here I'm going to say rnfes. Okay, or we can directly say export default function index. Here I'm going to say const user ID, comma loading is going to be equals to your use auth. So if loading is true over here, then I'm going to say return null. Okay, else we're going to return the condition based on the user ID. Write the conditions just like this, import it direct from expo router. Save the file. And there is one final change, that is we need to include the auth provider, that is we need to wrap it around the root layout. So here I'm just gonna wrap it just like this. So you can take a look at it, and then you can also try to include your login as well. That's important. So import your auth provider basically, and then save the file. Okay, this part is done. Let's try to reload the app once. And boom, just like that, we are seeing the login screen. So there is some implementations to be done within the login screen. So as of now, the user ID is null. So obviously we should be able to see the login screen itself. Let's first of all try to design that button. So here below the text over here, which says sign in to continue, I'm going to check the condition stating that if at all my platform.os is equals to iOS, and we're going to show that button, which is going to say Apple authentication dot your Apple authentication button. I think we need to import that value. That is the import statement from the other file. Let's say the context. This is the one. Let's paste it over here. So this is going to be Apple authentication button basically. It's going to take in a bunch of values, that is button type. So here we're going to say your Apple authentication dot Apple authentication button types dot sign in, button type dot sign in. Next, you're going to have your button style. This is going to be equals to Apple authentication dot your Apple authentication button style dot black color. Next, you're going to have corner radius, that's going to be 8. Then your style, that is going to be your styles dot button. Apart from that, we're going to have on press, that's going to be handle Apple sign in. Yeah, let's define that in just a bit. Let's try to save the file, and boom, just like that, we're able to see that really good, sign with Apple button that is actually pre-designed with the help of this specific component. I think it's currently erroring out because it requires one more property, that is the on press, that is handle Apple sign in. Let's go ahead and give that on press handle Apple sign in. Okay, let's define it onto the top, that is entire function. So const handle Apple sign in is going to be equals to async function. This in turn is going to have your try catch block. So try catch of error of any. Okay, you can try to add some basic conditions over here for the error block, and within the try block, I'm going to say const credential is going to be equals to await. I'm going to say Apple authentication dot sign in async. Use that method. Here we're going to say requested scopes. You're going to have two scopes, Apple authentication dot Apple authentication scope dot your full name. Next is going to be for the email. So again, Apple authentication dot your Apple authentication scope dot your email. Okay, that's it. Once that's done, we can directly try to say await login, import that function. You can try to import it onto the top. So import login, or it's going to be basically coming from your use auth functionality. Okay, here it's going to take in the credential, so I'm going to say await login of credential. So next I'm going to say router.replace to be of your taps. So / taps, not this one, this is the one. Save. Okay, I'm also going to paste the complete code for the index.tsx of the taps part. Okay, currently there was some hard-coded value which Expo gives us once when you initialize a fresh project. I'm going to include some basic design as well as the logout functionality over here. So there you go, I've just pasted in the code. I'll be sending this entire project in the description. You can directly try to clone the code and then you can try to execute it on your machine. So save the file. Now let's try to give this a try. I'm going to press on sign with Apple, and after all we have done everything correctly, we need to grant our email, or we need to choose our email, and then we should be automatically logged in because I've already added my account into this simulator. So sign in with Apple, and boom, just like that my account is added. I'm going to say sign in with password, and I'm going to enter my Apple password for my email. So make sure you have an Apple account, then only it's going to work. So sign in. So once it validates the password, we should be navigated, and boom, just like that we are navigated, and we cannot go back because currently we are logged in. It has some basic details, that is, which says hi there, you're signed in with Apple, some account details, and then your sign out button. Let's try to sign out. Automatically you should be logged out and then brought back to this specific screen. Okay, so that's it about this video. So hope you learned about how to implement the Apple sign in React Native using the Expo framework. So if you found this video interesting, please hit the like button and do subscribe for more such content. That's it about this video. Let's see you in the next one, and then thank you for watching.